Hello and welcome to the testing chamber. My name is WW Dabman, but you already know that this is by the same devs as the test series, so I'm going to assume this is going to be pretty much the same. So let's start into a new one here. Pre-game disclaimer. This experience is all about exploration and self-discovery. The testing chamber has many hidden mysteries to uncover if you so choose to take advantage of all it has to offer. Cool. Each time you enter a new chamber, your progress will be saved and you will be unable to return from whence you came. It's important to explore each area as much as you can while you can in order to get the most out of your experience. Okay, cool. Some events throughout this experience can only be unlocked through exploration and finding hidden pieces of puzzles. If you move on from an area too quickly before finding these pieces, you may miss out on future opportunities to unlock secrets you come across later. We urge you to choose your actions wisely. It's recommended that you play this game in the dark while wearing headphones for full atmospheric effect and ambience. Is this a freaking horror game? You play using a controller, keyboard, or mouse. Yeah, I'm using the keyboard exclusively, probably. And you may adjust your keyboard bindings. Yeah, thank you, I'm fine. We hope you enjoy your journey as it unfolds and wish you safe travels through the testing chamber. Okay, so we actually get to, like, control our character this time. Cold wind blows, making the pouring rain that much colder. The constant sting of heavy downpour is almost unbearable on your bones. As your tattered attire offers you little protection from the harsh elements. Firelight flickers wildly in the distance, beckoning you onward. Okay, cool. Then what's my interaction key? Options. Keyboard config. Q, W... Okay, wait. Shift is dash. Can we have... like, I don't know. I don't know if that... is going to work, so... I'm going to move this up. On S. Okay. Because, you know, stupid ass differences between German and non-German, like English keyboards. Beautiful assortment of flowers are arranged to commemorate those who are no longer with us. Okay, cool. Going to assume that there's not like a whole lot of hidden stuff in the first screen, but Eastern Path, the Lady of the Scales. Western Path, the Testing Chamber. Butterfly wings wanted. These winged beasts are an unwelcome plague in the lands. All butterflies are to be captured and plucked apart on sight. Oh. Okay. Do we have any butterflies here? Anyway, so what was that? Eastern Path and Western Path. Okay, so Eastern Path is the Lady of the Scales. So here? East? This? East? Open the door? Hi. Darkness emanating from the mausoleum is impenetrable. Something beckons you from within. Entrance to the testing chamber. Oh, okay. pungent smell of dirt and trapped rainwater floods the cabin air. You descend a rope into the unknown. The game has been successfully saved. Oh, great. Rusted mining pick. Okay. What's that? Anyway. Nothing here. Small butterfly. It appears to have a broken wing. It's set to fucking get them. A faint whisper. Oh, great. Let me do that real quick. Wrong thing. Others won't remember the most beautiful face, nor the most beautiful body. At the end of the day, they will remember the most beautiful heart and soul. The severed wings seem to be spasming even after they've been removed from the creature. Great. It's said to do that on the front door though, so nothing is left but a pile of processed stone and dirt. Cool. Hi. Twinkling light radiates from a crystallized object partly buried in the dirt. Take the object. It appears to be an encrusted flower paddle, crystallized and preserved over time. Well, hello. You see a shadowy visage of royalty appear briefly out of the corner of your eye. You hear a faint whisper in the wind. Is that the same faint whisper? She loves me. The visage disappears just as quickly as it came. Okay, cool. Hi?
Malicus, you have come a long way to find this place, Wanderer. Let's hope your search is not in vain. Behind me lies the testing chamber. If you wish to enter, I must warn you first. Upon entry, you will not be able to return. You will go deeper and deeper and deeper into the chamber. You will wonder, you will search, you will be watched, and you will be judged. And as you delve deeper, you will be unable to return from whence you came. But most importantly, you will have the opportunity to find the answer you seek. However, all knowledge comes with a price, and you must reveal the darkest secrets you hold dear to an unseen force in which you know nothing about. Only then will you gaze upon the very reflection of your soul. Remember to take your time and explore every inch, every corner, every dark crevice that exists within. Whatever you decide to put into the testing chamber will be exactly what you get out. Now go, Wanderer. Enter the testing chamber and claim what belongs to you. Okay. You will be asked to make decisions and choices that cannot be undone. And in time, you will be asked a series of questions, which you must provide your darkest truths. Yeah, that's nothing new. We had that in the test. Your honesty is of grave importance. Yeah, we know, thank you. You will be asked to carry out a series of tasks. Some of these tasks will be rather simple. And some of these tasks will have you questioning yourself, questioning your words. And above all else, questioning your resolve. The most important thing to remember is to take your time. Do not rush. Keep your eyes peeled and senses alert for searching secrets hiding in the plain sight. The testing chamber is home to many hidden events, unique experiences, and unknown entities.
And before I let you go, just know this. Every move you make, every breath you take, I'll be watching. Every move, every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. Stalker! May your journey be filled with the answers you seek. Firelight flickers in the distance. You're unsure of where you are, but you get the sense that perhaps you shouldn't be here. Perhaps? Either way, autosave. Hello. Old journal made from thick animal skin parchment sits atop the wood. Fill in the blank answers. You ink your answers upon the pages using a vial of crimson liquid that sits next to the book. Definitely just ink. Do you have any obsessions that you would consider to be unhealthy? Unhealthy obsession? No, not really. No? If you were on a jury, would you be willing to convict someone of a crime that you feel shouldn't even be illegal? Like, at least around here, I don't think that there is a lot of things that are illegal that shouldn't be. Like, around here, I don't think that there is such a thing. Also, like, no, I can't think of anything that's illegal here that I think shouldn't be illegal. But, let's say, I don't know, let's make something trivial illegal. I don't know, making YouTube videos or something like that. Make that illegal. And then, I'm on a jury to frickin' convict someone of a crime, of the crime of making a YouTube video. Why is that illegal again? I wouldn't be very willing to do that. So, no. If one of your vital organs was damaged beyond repair and one of your closest family members offered you to give you a transplant, however it would mean sacrificing their life in the process to do so, holy shit, absolutely not. If you were offered one item of your choosing, whatever it is you'd wish it to be, but in order to obtain it, you had to put on 100 pounds of body weight and then lose all 100 pounds within the next year. So if I put on 100 pounds, what is that in normal people measurements? Yanks. Hey Google, what is 100 pounds in kilogram?
100 pounds is equal to 45.359 kilograms.
Holy shit! 45 kilos. I'd be fucking rolling down the fucking street with 45 kilos more. Like, I'd be dead with 45 kilos more pretty soon. Also, I generally don't lose weight. Trust me, I've tried. So, no. I would not. Like, you can't offer me anything that would make me want to put on 100 pounds, let alone losing all of those 100 pounds again. No. If you knew that the love of your life would get dementia and lose all memory of who you were in 5 years from now, would you continue to pursue a relationship with them at least up until they've forgotten who you were? 5 years from now. 5 years is not a lot of time for a relationship. Would I? Probably. Would you trade everything you have in life as it currently stands for a brand new life of your choosing? I mean, that's literally giving up everything I have right now for a life that's literally, like, not a lot different. Like, very slightly different. That's not even worth it. Would you consider yourself to be warm-hearted? No. I'm cold as fuck. Do you believe you have a dark mind? Sure. Yeah. Sure. Would you say that you have a dark sense of humor? Definitely. If an alien race took over planet Earth, would you join them and betray the human race if it meant your survival? Okay. Took over Earth. Is it that... Okay. We've got War of the Worlds going on. And they offer me to, join their side instead. I don't think so. Killing aliens is a whole lot more interesting. At least trying to. Would you consider yourself to be a loyal person? Yes. Do you believe that freedom is the most important aspect of life? Am I fucking Luffy? Freedom is the most important aspect of life. To an extent, I'd say yes to that. Like, if you then have the freedom to do what you want to do, nothing else can, like, make up for that, right? If you knew that a meteor was headed for the Earth and it would mean the extinction of the human race, would you board a space shuttle and head to a colony on Mars? Okay, so fictional scenario, we have a meteor that's about to hit Earth in a few months, probably. I knew about that. We've got Mars colonized. And I get on a frickin' spaceship and fly over. Do I want to live on Mars? Or be part of the extinction event? I don't know. I mean, if we have Mars already colonized, sure. Why not? Do you ever wonder if there's someone out there who's almost exactly like you in nearly every conceivable way? I don't wonder that. Do you ever get the sense that you're being watched even when you're certain that you're alone? Not really, no. I'm not paranoid. You finish inking the final answer into the journal. The crimson ink begins to swirl and form symbols on the pages where you've provided your answers. Hello. Why is there a frickin'... Why is there a frickin', pentagram on there? The final page of the journal appears to be considerably torn. It also seems to be made of different parchment material than the rest of the journal. Perhaps this will be of use. Your decisions have been noted. Your mark has been left. You feel, Wanderer, what it is like to traverse these halls. I mean, if that's how that's gonna go, that's fine. Rotten carcass of a swine. Ugh. Why is there a clock? Hands of the clock have stopped and frozen at 1:11. Good. Note that. Butterfly! Pluck the wings! Sometimes life refuses. Oh wait, this is the faint whisper again.
Sometimes life refuses to give you things you wish for. It's not always because you don't deserve them. Oftentimes it's because you deserve better and you just can't see what life has in store for you.
Oh, the faint whisper is bullshitting. It gives its life for you, Wanderer. Huh. Does it? Dusty leather pouch. You like to do. Reach into the bag! Wisdom token. Okay, cool. Decision has been noted. Okay. Hello. Stone statue of a veiled woman stands tall before you. Her expression is cold and stoic. Sure, lay the token at the statue's feet. You hear a voice echo in your mind. Attraction plants the seed. Reflection grows your desire. Mirror the things we need. Flourish into what we admire. You have paid tribute and received the blessing of wisdom. You hear glass shatter in the distance. Where? Hello. Woohoo. Take the object. Encrusted flower petal. Another one. Huh. Hello.
She loves me not.
Great. Hello, mirror. Gaze deeply into the mirror. Something begins to pull you in. Halls of Purgatory. Someone managed to find your way behind the mirror. How you got there is beyond your understanding, but the more important question is you must ask yourself is just how are you going to find your way out? So it may seem the welcome side of the blood-soaked bed that rests... Welcomed? that rests on the dirty floor in the corner is almost comforting. So it's probably the best not to rest in a place like this. Okay. Oh, extension iron. Okay. Doesn't budge. Your action has been noted. Shut up! Are you a mimic? Locked. Hello, butterfly. Thank you. Imagine if you had given up the last time you felt like your whole world came crashing down. A twinkling light radiates from crystallized object. Yes, I would take that. It's another petal. And she loves me. Yeah. Of course, thanks. Oh. Bloodstained altar stands before you. Upon the altar rests a tattered diary. What would you like to do? Read it! Decision has been noted. First entry. We all grow frantic. We begin to panic. Impending doom looming over us now. Antagonistic antics. We grow manic. We spiraled as we plummet towards the ground. We prayed for the winged ones to come and save us from our fall. We pray to the watchful ones to guide us before we lose it all. We pray for the sickness, health, greed, and wealth, mercy of reprieve. All our prayers we shout in vain to a God in whom we don't believe. But we must ask this of you before you decide to go. There's just one thing we wonder, desperately wishing to know. Just what would you do if you only knew that the God you don't believe in doesn't even believe in you? Signed, the Madman. Yeah, that sounds like something a madman would write. Small rusty key. Huh. Use the key to open the chest. Nice. Inside the chest rests a darkened vial of bubbling black liquid. This appears from the chest within a blink of an eye and somehow manages to find itself securely in the palm of your hand. Corrosive. Gonna assume... Hello. A small cat-like creature wandering about aimlessly. Pet the kitty. Reach down to inspect the tags that are securely fastened to the collar of the animal. It reads the name Libby Lib. I keep patting the kitty for a bit. Throw a bottle of corrosive at the iron gate. It disintegrates before your eyes. Hello. Latsok doll. Ugh. Eyes fixated on you and seems to follow you whenever you move. That is creepy. It almost looks as though its head moves slightly, but it could just be your mind playing tricks on you. On close inspection, you notice the doll is wearing a ring. Take the ring. Hello. Old journal made from a thick... Yeah, okay, we got that. Fill in the answers. Begin to read the questions. You ink the answers with a vial of crimson. Yeah, sure. Do you have a favorite number? 69. Do you have a favorite color? Blue. Do you have any superstition you genuinely believe in? No. No, I don't. Life is short. Do you agree with this statement? I mean, it's the longest thing you do. I mean, compared to, like, I don't know, the age of the universe, sure. Have you ever cut anyone out of your life completely? Have I? Like, actively? Actively stopped, like, somebody from entering my life, like being in my life? No. Never actively cut anyone out of my life. Have you ever felt like you've deserved a second chance? I mean, sure. To believe that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to, no. Because if I put my mind to getting 5 million subs on YouTube, that's not gonna happen either. I can put my mind to that as much as I want to. It's not gonna happen. If I put my mind to flying without any aids, not gonna happen. Can't just jump out a window and fly. That's not gonna happen. So no, you cannot accomplish anything you put your mind to. That's bullshit. Would you say that you put a highly personal value on family? A high personal value on family, yeah? Sure. Have you ever felt unloved? By somebody specific or... Generally? Generally, no. Have you ever felt unwanted? Somewhere specific or generally? Generally, no. Do you ever wonder if anyone is thinking about you? I've been thinking about you. Sure. Do you think about others often? I do. Often? Often? I mean, sometimes. What constitutes often? Like multiple times a day or something? I don't know. Often. No? Would you say that you're a considerate person? Define considerate. Like, what would you see as considerate? I'd say yes to that. Do you ever feel like others don't always consider your feelings? I mean, yes, but that's the whole idea of always having to consider everybody's feelings in everything is bullshit. Like, that's over-considerate. Do you ever feel undervalued? Looks at incredibly low subscriber count compared to quality of content? Yes. You finish inking your final answer into the journal. The crimson ink begins to swirl. Yeah. What do we have this time? The same thing. Final page of the journal seems torn. Okay. Your decision has been noted. What's that? Bloody noose. Old noose sits on the table. Thick layers of dried blood coat the old dusty rope. Flakes of crimson begin to crumble off the noose and onto your hands. Gross. Absorbing sweat and melted into your fingers like thick, sticky paint. Gross. No, I would not. I would not like to hang myself with that, thank you. What the fuck? I mean, the rope might come in handy, I'll take it. Why is the doll gone? Why is the doll gone? Hey, kitty kitty. I haven't seen the X. What the hell is back there? Hello. Kitty. Thanks. Gaping maw. The stillness, the silence, the abyssal darkness in the depths below. You wonder how deep it goes. You hear what sounds like breathing down below, as if there's something lurking in the darkness. You can't help but wonder just what might be gazing back at you from below. Feed the maw? With what? The ring? Toss the noose into the maw. Oh. The abyssal appetite of the gaping maw is unsatiated. The abyss wants more. It always wants more. An endless, unfillable void that consumes you in every imaginable... Oops. Hello. Living is the hardest thing we'll ever choose to do, Wanderer. We don't... Like... When exactly do you choose that? Your decision has been noted. The warning hall. Sense of calm washes over you. Okay, great. Hello. Sealed envelope sits atop of the table. Open the envelope. Handwritten letter addressed to seemingly no one. It reads: to whomever this may concern. I came here looking for answers. What I found, however, was far more than I had bargained for. I urge you to turn back now and leave this place, for it has already claimed too many desperate souls seeking answers to questions that ought to not be asked. If I can do one good deed with the last moments of my life, then let it be to leave this warning for the next poor unfortunate soul who may find themselves wandering these halls. Turn back now is something that sometimes questions are better left unanswered. Signed, a friend. Sometimes questions are better left unanswered. Fuck you. I'm still gonna answer all the questions in this. Put the note back into the envelope and leave it on the table. Okay. Apparently that's a thing. Hello. Fill in the blanks. Would you consider yourself to have an addictive personality? What's an addictive personality? Like, does that... What does that mean? Hey Google. What does addictive personality mean?
According to Addiction Center, an addictive personality is a personality that is more likely to become addicted to something. This
Okay,
can include someone
thanks. Am I likely to get addicted to something? No. Like, I've never been addicted to anything. Fuck! Well, that's now completely fucked. Would you consider yourself to be impulsive? Fuck yes! That was impulsive right now. No, I'm not abnormal. To your knowledge, have you ever been tricked and deceived by someone you care for? Not that I know of, no. Would you say that you sometimes have a difficult time letting things go? Yeah, like fucking misanswering the first question of this. Do you forgive easily? No. Would you consider yourself to be a liar? No. I'm actually like... I'm maybe too honest. When someone lies to you, does it feel like an insult to your intelligence? That depends on the lie. Like, not really. No. Would you consider yourself to be a realist? Yes. Do you have nightmares often? I never have nightmares. We've been over this in the test series. Would you say that you enjoy sleep? Oh yes, I love sleep. Do you ever wish that you didn't have to sleep? I mean, I wish I wouldn't have to sleep that much. I wish I wouldn't have to spend time sleeping. Like, not sleeping, bad idea. But not spending time sleeping would be cool. Like, sleep and don't ever actually spend time while doing so. On the other hand, not having to sleep would also be really cool.
So, kinda yes, I guess?
Would you consider yourself to be an anxious person? Not really, no. Would you consider yourself to have a depressive personality? Not generally. Like, if I had a depressive personality, which by definition would be a personality type that is more prone to depression, I would have probably had to attend therapy at some point in my life. So no. Would you consider yourself to be traumatized from past events that have occurred in your life? Yes. You're finishing... Okay. And another torn page. Yep. And hello, butterfly. Give me your wings. An old dusty clock sits on the wall. There's a hole at the bottom of the case where a critter might have made its home at one point. Ugh. The hands of the clock have stopped, frozen at 3:33. 1:11, 3:33. Twinkling light radiates. Yeah, I take the frickin' crystallized thing. And she loves me not. Yeah. Got it. Collect-a-thon. Hello. Land. Notice there's a 4-leaf clover among the leaves. Take it. Lucky clover. Nice. Okay, so do we have a decision here? Crystal ball sits atop the bloodstained table. It gives off an eerie dark energy. I'll look into it. Gaze deeply into the crystal ball. It begins to radiate a dull light. Something deep within the crystal ball begins to rise to the surface. A wisdom token begins to push its way through the crystal and the glass. Okay, cool. Sound of the door unlocking can be heard in the distance. Distance? Stands an old wooden door with an iron handle. Once you venture through this door, Wanderer, you will be unable to return. What's about the other door? Is this one... Okay, so you have to decide left or right. I'll take the right door, because that's the one I was more likely to take. Also, if this is a door in the distance unlocked, is there anything down here? No? Huh, weird. Anyway. Hello. Yeah, I'm going through there, thank you. A lapse in time. Familiar room surrounds you, yet it brings an unfamiliar feel. Various notes are scattered across the table, though upon close inspection they appear to be written in a strange language you've never seen before. Well, locked and chained shut. Well, a handprint appears to be carved into each side of the chest along with a set of words. The two words are as follows: dream and nightmare. I guess touching dream wouldn't be a bad idea, right? Chain of the chest breaks with a loud metal clang and contents of the chest are yours. Okay, cool. An angel's feather. Okay. Cool. Ah. Yep, we're gonna answer some more questions. Yeah, that's nothing new. Have you ever felt like your friends and family have been keeping things from you? No. Have you ever felt lost in life? Yes, I guess. Are you confident in your ability to lead people in a successful direction if a situation required it? Yes. Would you sometimes consider yourself to be a follower? Not really? Have you ever dreamt of being a hero? Yes. Have you ever considered being a villain? Like... Not really? Have you ever hurt someone's feelings unintentionally? Definitely. Have you ever hurt someone's feelings on purpose? Maybe. Yes. Would you consider yourself to be an artist of some sort? We've had that discussion before in the test series. Yes. Do you feel respected in your day-to-day life? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be scarred? Like, mentally or physically? Because physically, definitely yes. I have a scar on my left leg. Mentally, to a degree, I guess. So, yes. Would you consider yourself to be flawed? Everybody's flawed. Do you believe in perfection? Like, perfection is something you can try to achieve. So, yes. Perfection is something you can achieve with, like, I don't know, a perfectly round sphere. That's something you can achieve with the right tools. But define perfection. Like a perfection in like a person? No. Anyway, if you knew when your significant other was going to die, would you tell them? know it, they don't. No? Have you ever trusted someone with your darkest secret? I don't have dark secrets. Also, if you trust somebody with, like, if you tell it to somebody, it's not a secret anymore. What about the thing? 444? Yep. So, hello. Yes, I will take it. Hi. Butterfly! Wooden grave marker tethered with ropes sits before you. Read it. Here rests Lust. Lust would choose to keep the body and get rid of the soul. Love would choose to keep the soul and happily accept whatever body comes with it. There exists few diseases quite as destructive as lust. Poof. Well, hello. Her face is splattered with blood. Huh. I'll give you the token. You hear a voice echo. It is best to judge one by the questions they ask rather than the answers they give. Okay. Okay, left or right again? Let's go left this time. Old friends die hard. Faint growl. Yeah, I heard that. I wonder how long this goes. Anyway. More questions! You begin to read the questions. Would you consider yourself to have a great deal of empathy? A great deal of empathy is like that's a completely over the top amount. No. Would you consider yourself to be a romantic soul? Nah. Do you ever make reckless decisions that you later end up regretting? No, not really. Would you consider yourself to be nosy? Not really? Do you ever sing when no one is listening? Yeah. I also sing when people are listening. Do you ever feel like you can't be yourself in front of others? No. Do you trust everyone in your social circle entirely? I don't trust anyone entirely. Would you say that you've had a happy childhood? I guess. Sure. Would you be happy in life even if no one knew who you were? I mean,
No one.
No, probably not. Would you be happy being a performer for a living? A performer. Like, performer of what? Perform what? Like, I mean, technically, I mean, I guess, yeah. Do you typically avoid big parties or social gatherings? Do I avoid that? Not really. Do I actively go for it? Not really either. I don't actively avoid going to parties. Do certain words make you uncomfortable? Also, I mean, technically, I did avoid going to any social gatherings within the last 2 years, but everybody did because COVID. But do certain words make you uncomfortable?
Moist.
Some of you did get uncomfortable from that, right? But I mean, words. I mean, I guess. Do you enjoy solving riddles? To a degree. Do you have a look for deeper meaning in things? You know, for the most part, this whole looking for a deeper meaning in things thing is just bullshitting yourself into thinking you found something where there is nothing. Like, this is the whole interpretation thing all over again. Like, do you ever suffer from auditory hallucinations? No, I don't usually hear things that aren't there. Okay. Cool. There's a door there, there's a door there. Old rusty clock on the wall. Initials TTT are carved into the top. And they're on 555. Okay, there's a door here. There's a thing here. Pile of tattered scrolls. Sure, read them. Will you stop? Interrupted by the sound of monstrous guttural bellow coming from the very walls that surround you. Perhaps these scrolls aren't meant to be read from. Okay, cool. No, fine. Sure. Hello, teddy bears. Yeah, I'll take that, thanks. Hi. Butterfly? Covered in viscous green liquid. Gross. Pluck the wings. Okay. So, then we have 3 bloody bears sitting in a row. Who do they belong to? Where do they go? Red's missing an eye, which makes it hard to see. Blue's missing a mouth, which makes it hard to breathe. Black's missing a heart, which makes it hard to care. As 3 bloody arrows reveal the... What? I mean, I guess touch the blue bear? Feels something hard protruding from its abdomen. Wisdom token! Huh! Boom! Gross. Also, right door, I guess. A midnight snack. Talking about snacks, I kinda wanna go and eat dinner right now. That sounds squishy. You hear sounds of flesh being ripped from the bone, pulled apart, and devoured somewhere in the room. It seems to be coming from the darkened corner of the chamber just out of firelight. Hello. Deep guttural bellow. Stand perfectly still as to not draw attention. I'm standing perfectly still to not draw attention. Chewing abruptly ceases and something seems to be shining in the distance. It catches your eye. Okay, cool. Auto-saved. Ah, there's the book. Let me see what's over here first. Hello. Inspector Glimmer. A wisdom token, huh? Clock. $123. Huh. Well, old journal. Let's see. You ink your answers. Yeah, we know. Do you believe that you do enough to help others in need? I mean, there isn't such a thing as enough. That's a really stupid mindset to have. Honestly. No. Do you believe that you can rely on those around you to take care of you if need be? Yes? Do you ever see things that aren't really there? No, I do not have hallucinations. Have you ever been woken up from a deep sleep from the sensation of falling? No. I have had like the usual like you're just about to fall asleep thing where you suddenly have like the sensation of falling. But not woken up from sleep with the sensation of falling, so no. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. I do not agree with that. I do not agree with that. Have you lied to someone within the last week? Have I? No, I haven't. Do you sometimes make promises that you can't keep? No. Would you consider yourself to have a guilty conscience? What's a guilty conscience? Hey Google, what's a guilty conscience? Google ist momentan nicht erreichbar. Arschloch. Hey Google, what's a guilty conscience?
According to Merriam-Webster, A bad feeling caused by knowing or thinking that one has done something bad or wrong. A feeling of guilt. She had a guilty, troubled conscience. And if you ever feel like...
No. I like, I said, no? Do you often worry about others? Not really, no. Do others often worry about you? I don't think so. Have you ever trusted someone entirely without question? Ever? I mean, I guess... as any kid would. While I was a kid, I trusted my parents without question. And does that count? I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Would you consider yourself to be emotional? No. Do you ever feel the presence of someone in the room with you even when you're alone? No. Do you believe that everything in life will work out exactly the way it's supposed to? That's bullshitting. No. Do you ever hear random knocking noises? No. Fuck you. Yeah, torn page. Thanks. Oh, hey. Hi. Butterfly, my butterfly. Give me your wings. Ugh. It's gross. And... hello. Hi. A stone statue of a veiled woman stands before you. Her eyes fixated on you. What would you like to do? Lay the token down. You hear a voice echo again. Character and reputation are two different things. Pay attention to your character, for that is what you are. Your reputation, however, is what others think you are. You'd be wise to pay attention to the difference. For the most part, your reputation is the publicly more important thing, though. You've come across the skeletal remains of what appears to be a recent snack for some voracious creature. Oh, great. Okay, great, awesome, nice. Let me look over here. Small ritualistic altar rests in the dirty floor. Coins sit among candles. Among the coins, you can notice that there's a particular that's only half of a coin. Take it! And then go through here. The leftovers. Hey, cool. Regenerate health after every turn out. Sorry, I had to make the Pokemon reference. Anyway. Putrid Stench. Great. Odyssey. There's the questions. There's the doors. Yellow. Rotting plate of God knows what. Awesome. Walk away. I like how the frickin' options are walk away and just walk away. An old journal made from thick animal skin. Great. Let's question some more answers. Yes, I did that on purpose. Would you consider yourself to be reserved? And just to be sure, hey Google, define being reserved.
According to vocabulary.com, if you're reserved, you're the opposite of a loudmouth or a cut-up. You're polite, you have a lot of self-control, and you don't show your feelings.
Nope. Would you consider yourself to be unstable at times? I guess. Do you ever feel like you're constantly having to defend yourselves to no? Have you ever stood up for someone who you probably shouldn't have? No? Like, also, what kind of stupid ass question is that? You probably shouldn't have stood up for that person. Why? Exactly? Has anyone ever stood up for you during a time where you were in the wrong? No? And if that's what you mean with shouldn't have, then definitely no. Would you give your life to save someone else's, even if that person might not deserve it? No. There is a very, very small amount of people I'd give my life to save. That is diminishingly small. Do you value other people's happiness over your own? Not really, no. For 99% of the population, no. There's a distinct very few. Would you consider yourself to be selfish at times? It's hard to say no to that one after the last one. Would you consider yourself to be selfless at times? No. Do you ever feel like others judge you without getting to know you? No, not really. Do you typically make friends with people who are very similar to you? Do I know anybody who's very similar to me? I mean, I wouldn't call anybody very similar to me. But I guess, yeah? Would you consider yourself to be a loner? Sits in a room and records gameplay alone, talking to himself. Not really, no. Would you consider yourself to be shallow? In what way? Got that one. Hey Google, define being shallow.
According to your dictionary, the definition of shallow is something that is not deep or someone who is concerned only about silly or inconsequential things.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. Do you ever judge a book by its cover? Like literally or figuratively? Because literally you can. To a degree. Figuratively, you can to a lesser degree. But yes. Do you ever feel manic at times? Yes. You finish... Okay, cool. Nice. Horn page. Yellow. Hey. Crystal leaf. Petal, whatever. I like how that guy just goes like, she loves me. Next room it is, she loves me not. Like, the fuck? There's a bucket. There's the frickin' butterfly. Give me your wings. What? Wooden grave marker. Tethered with ropes sits before you. Read it. Rest in peace. Envy. Jealousy and envy are our internal consciousnesses. Our internal consciousness and confession of our own inferiority and an admittance of another's superiority for what it is we feel we ourselves are lacking within us. What? Poof. Chest. Chain shut. Handprint appears. What words this time? Food and water. I mean, I just had food. I'd take some water. Also more, like, it is more important in general to have water than food. Glass bottle of water, huh? Hello. A decrypt wooden bucket sits on the dirty floor. There's a note sitting at the bottom of the bucket. Upon further examination, you notice a crude dagger alongside the note. The note itself reads, "No sacrifice, no entry." Place it? Place it back into the bucket. Dagger makes a clink noise as it hits something hard at the bottom of the bucket. A wisdom token! Okay, either way. Then look at the time. You hear the sound of a small critter scurrying in the darkness corners of the room. Great. Here it comes again. Did he just spawn in the wall? Hello, hole in the wall. Look into the hole. Squeaking of a small critter. Doesn't appear to want to come out. Hi. Hello, butterfly. Old dusty clock. Clocks are frozen at 12:34. Hello. Pool of blood has formed in front of. Great. Awesome. Questions. Have you ever feared that what may lurk in the dark as you're trying to sleep at night? No, I am not afraid of the dark. Do you find that you get bored easily when you're on your own? I'm literally on my own right now. Like, this is what I do if I'm alone. Do you often find ways to keep yourself entertained? Yes? Games? Would you say that you're someone who enjoys their own company? Do you typically get along well with others? Yeah? Do you consider yourself to be stubborn? To a degree? Would you consider yourself to be argumentative? Yeah? Are you usually right when it comes to disagreements? Yeah? I mean, I hardly ever disagree with somebody on something that can be objectively, like, verified. But yeah, if I disagree on something that is objectively verifiable, then yes, I'm in the right. 99% of the time. Would you consider yourself to be egotistical? Definitely. Have you ever had an inflated opinion of yourself? Inflated. No. My opinion of myself is pretty realistic. Have you ever had a low opinion of yourself? As I said, no. Do you typically have a low opinion of others? Typically, no. Like, by default, no. Does meeting new people make you anxious? Not really. Have you ever fantasized about living in a world all by yourself? That would be really boring, no. What do you consider as, would you consider yourself to be the center of your own universe? What? There is only one universe. And I mean, one observable one. What is that in the background? Like behind the wall. Anyway, no. You finish inking? Okay, that's it already. Nice. You get a wisdom token. You hear another echo? Understanding requires much more depth than knowledge. Perhaps many know you, but how many understand you? Either way. Music room, that's nice. Crystallized petal. Boom. Hi. Why is there a skeleton in the wall? Ugh. An old, worn, tattered piece of parchment rests crumpled and rolled. Sure! He doesn't need it anymore. A treasure map! Can I read that? Like, do I have like, I don't know, do I have a pause menu? I don't know. An old journal, yeah, we would like to read the questions and answer them. Do you ever take dangerous or unnecessary risks, even when the reward probably isn't worth the consequence? No. You ever do things for the thrill or the adrenaline rush? I don't get an adrenaline rush. I mean, I guess... Yeah, no, I don't. If you knew that your death would be the fault of your significant other and the only way to avoid your death was to break contact with them forever, would you do it? I mean, I'd just die a different way then. Also, it could still be that they just run me over in a car. Randomly. So, no, I wouldn't? If you could know the death dates of everyone you cared about, would you want to know? You know, like Shinigami Eyes kind of thing, where you just see the remaining lifespan of somebody above their head? No. No, I wouldn't want to know. I don't think I would want to know. Would you consider yourself to be a jealous person? No, I'm not jealous. Would you consider yourself to be insecure at times? Because, you know, jealousy would mean that, I want to take something from somebody else who has it. And I don't want that. Would you consider yourself to be insecure at times? I mean, I guess everybody is. Would you say that you do well under pressure? Under pressure? For the most part. Have you ever considered leaving Earth forever? You know, you consider, like, moving to a frickin' settlement on Mars, if that ever becomes a thing within my lifetime. And then you're like, but internet connection there, even if we have it, is gonna be like 8 minutes delayed in one direction, so that's like 16 minutes between me clicking something and it actually reacting on the site. I'm not gonna want that. So, no? Seriously considered? No. Do you ever pray? No. If you could travel back to a previous period in time, would you? That... Oh, sorry. I don't feel like traveling back in time is much of a thing I want to do. Not really. If you could fast forward your life without having to currently live it, would you? Like the frickin' movie with the remote control for life? Because that's like the one button on that remote I wouldn't want to touch. No? Do you believe in true evil? Yes. It's better to kill than be killed. For the most part, yeah. Is there someone in your life currently that you fear? No. Not afraid of anyone. Definitely not anyone I know. To your knowledge, has anyone ever been afraid of you? Like, actually afraid of me? I find the notion ridiculous. And I don't, like, I don't think anybody ever seriously has. I find that notion ridiculous. Okay. Either way. Hello. An old organ rests against the stone wall. It's cracked in thick it's caked in thick cobwebs. Cobwebs. Sorry. It's caked in thick cobwebs. Spiders skitter quickly across the keys. What would you like to do? Sure, why not? As you continue to play notes, you hear the distant sound of a violin playing, along with you, coming from somewhere in the darkness. Okay, cool. Clock? Does the clock do something this time? Or is it still just... A musical note appears to carved into the bottom of the clock's case. At 3:45. Good. Hello. Dusty clay vase. Peer into it, the bottom appears to be shrouded in darkness. Smash the vase! I'm not fucking Link. Reach into the vase. A wisdom token. I'm gonna go take this one. The library. What is this? Frickin' amnesia? The distinct aroma of old musty books sweeps across the room. Okay. Grave marker. Read it. He arrests gluttony. Some feel as though gluttony is a trait of the self-serving who disregard what actions may spell doom for others. Gluttony is also an escape from a reality that's consuming one from within. Hello. Pluck. How many of these do you think you will end up collecting? Oh, I don't know. All of them? It told me to do that at the start of the game. Bookshelf. None of them are written in a language I've seen before. That's great. Hello. Crystallized frickin' petal. Hi. See ya. There's that thing, and there's the questions. Fill in the blanks. Would you consider yourself to be a gambler? No. Would you consider yourself to be a confident individual? To an extent. Would you consider yourself to be more or less independent? Like, I mean, depends on independency of what? More or less, yes. Would you consider yourself to be attractive? Yes. If you could implant a microchip into your head that would replace all handheld electronic devices that you currently use. One electronic device I currently use. Because everything else, like, unless you also mean controllers, which would be really cool. And your hand would act as a substitute for anything and everything you could need in that regard. Like, instead of having a screen on my phone, I just look at my hand. Like, I just have a fucking heads-up display. Would I do that? A microchip in my hand. How would that even fucking work? It just beep projects a display, or like how would that work? I mean, I could never lose my phone. Not that I've ever lost a phone. It could, like, would be weird though. Also, make a phone call with your hand looks really stupid. Also, how would I exactly use my hand as a frickin' music player while, like, on the way to work and back? No, I wouldn't. Do you lie to people on a daily basis? No. Have you ever been afraid of suffocating? I mean, I guess. I guess. Have you ever been afraid of someone breaking into your home and harming your animals? I mean, that's like the number 2 of the concerns if somebody was to break into my home. Like, first up here would be somebody harming my parents who live downstairs, or me. Then second would be somebody harming my pets. Third would be somebody stealing my electronic devices. And then the rest would be under that. But have I ever been afraid of somebody breaking into my home? Not really, because just not something that happens a lot around here. I'd say yes anyway. Are you confident in your ability to defend yourself if need be? Yes. Would you fight against insurmountable odds in order to protect a stranger's life from others who sought to wrongfully do them harm? No? Like, I go down the street, see a random stranger get assaulted by like 5 people. Not gonna fight them. Like, are you stupid? Definitely not. Gonna call the police, yes, but will you consider yourself to be materialistic? To an extent, yes. Do your friends often share a similar set of morals and values to your own? Not necessarily. Do your friends often share your same interests, dreams, and ambitions in life? To an extent, not necessarily, again. But interests, for the most part, yes. If you can't beat them, join them. No? Definitely not. Do you believe in the idea of soulmates? Not really? Not really. You finish, okay, and that's that. Yep, I'll take that, thanks. Okay. Was there... Yeah, that was the thing. Old chest, yep. Handprint. The words are... offensive and defensive. Huh. Defensive. Iron shield. Okay. You get a token from me. Do I have one? I do, good. Another echoey voice, yay. Others will always treat you in any which way you decide to let them. If you wish to be treated differently, then show them what behaviors you will and will not accept. My God. Okay, I'll go ahead and take this one. Paradise of the Damned. Okay. There's another cat. What is this frickin' lyrics reference Central? I mean, for that one, probably not a lot of people outside, like... A lot less people will know that one than the other ones I referenced. Either way. Enjoy the warmth while it lasts. Great. Butterfly. My butterfly. Pluck. You know, the nice thing is insects don't think. Desperate need of water. Huh. Small cat-like creature. Pet the kitty. Foxy. That's a cute name. Okay. What do we have here? Notice pinned to the bulletin board reads as follows. You don't have to stay, but you don't have to go. You could survive here forever. You at least deserve to know. The fruit is safe to eat, the water is fresh as it can be, and if you choose to stick around, you'd be in good company. Yeah, with the cat, that's good company, alright. Something reflecting the light in the blackness. Raise the bucket from the well. I mean, the bucket is also standing next to the well. A golden lute. Can I just collect some water for the freaking tree? Anyway. Journal! Do you ever wish life could be free from drama? Free of drama? Yes. Yes, I do wish that a lot. That people could just stop being over dramatic. If you could leave your current life to live in paradise, would you do it? I don't believe there is such a thing. So, no? Would you ever live in a place where crime was commonplace and it was up to you to constantly have to defend yourself if need be? No! You discovered that when you were conceived, you were one of 4 identical embryos who look, talk, and act just like you. Would you ever want to meet your other siblings? So, I was a quadruplet. Would I want to meet them? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be the most honest person you know? Yes. Brutally honest. People are strange when you're a stranger. That's bullshit. Do you believe that one should always stand for what they believe in regardless of the consequences? Depends on the consequences. I mean, to an extent, yes. Also depends on the belief. In general, I don't believe. I either know or think, but I don't believe. I'm gonna say no. Have I ever caused someone to have a near-death experience? Have I ever caused somebody to have a near-death? No! Holy fuck! Would you play Russian roulette for a chance at $10 million? If you win, you walk away with the money, but if you refuse to play, your net worth immediately becomes 0 and you lose everything you've ever worked for. Oh, 100% yes, even without the last part. Like, Russian roulette, that's like, what, 5 to 1? Chance? If that's like a 6-cylinder revolver? $10 million? Definitely. Also, if I refuse, my net worth becomes immediately 0. Great, awesome. I'm literally dead. So, yeah. Are you often afraid of change? Not really, no. Do you suffer from pain on a daily basis? No. Have you ever wished that you couldn't feel pain at all? At times. If you could grow wings and fly far away. I want to get away. I want to fly away. Would I? Far away? Would I fly far away? No, I'd just use the wings to get to work faster. For the most part. Like, do you know how much faster a straight, frickin' line through the air is? Also, depends on how fast I could fly, but still. Would I? Yeah. Do you ever feel invisible? Definitely not. On YouTube, maybe? If the things you owned and what you purchased had no bearing on what people thought of you, would you choose to spend your money differently? No, because I spent my money on stuff that I want. Apart from, you know, stuff that I need, like food. I generally spend my money on stuff that I want. Not on something that's a status symbol. I don't care about status symbols. Literally not a single fuck given. So no, it would not change anything. Okay. Then let's look here. Water. Okay. I think we've got everything. Winged totem stands tall before you. An orb made of crystal absorbs sunlight and produces an incredible amount of heat. Peer into the orb again. Wisdom token. And also, there is a shiny there. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all. Yeah, that's all. Where's the cat? Hi. Oh, you can stop petting the cat now. Return to madness. Great. And into darkness you shall return. Well. Hello. The fuck? A decrepit leather chair sits in front of a cracked wooden table. In the seat of the chair rests a pool of blood that seems fresh and tacky, since someone injured sat on it recently. Ugh. Clay pot with assorted flowers. They're watered in blood. Awesome! Hi. Would you consider yourself to have a chaotic personality? Not really. Would you consider yourself to be a passionate person? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a gentle soul? I guess. Would you consider yourself to be kind? Yes. To your knowledge, has anyone ever hated you? I don't think so. Have you ever truly hated someone else? Yes. Forgive but never forget. No. Everything happens for a reason. No. Do you believe that war is sometimes necessary? No. Because without that, like... No. No. Your mother was in terrible pain, bedridden, and only weeks from an inevitable death. She begged you to end her suffering. Would you find a way to assist her suicide? Yes. Do you ever take a step back to reflect on where you're headed in life? No. Have you ever experienced what most would consider a severe bout of rage? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a good judge of character? Yes. Do you feel uneasy for no particular reason? No. Do you have any long-term goals, and if so, do you have a plan in place in order to accomplish them? Do I? Not really, no. Like, I literally don't have any long-term plans. Hello. Luck. Monsters roam these halls, Wanderer. Has the thought crossed your mind that you just might be one of them? Told me to do that at the start of the game. Fuck you. Hello. Look under the flower pot. Small coin is wet. Oh. Oh. Another one. I have excess wisdom tokens. Another echoey voice. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. The grass is greener wherever you decide to water it. Let's keep going. A silent prayer. For the first time since wandering these halls and chambers, you get a sense of peace. Okay. Well, journal. Begin to read the questions in the journal. Yeah. Do you think about death often? No. Do you believe you're going to live a long, eventful life? Yes. You ever talk to yourself? Does this count? Because, I mean, technically I'm talking to an audience that this video doesn't have yet because I haven't uploaded it yet. So does this count as talking to myself? Have you ever witnessed an event you just couldn't explain? No? Have you ever had the fear of suspicion that someone was living inside of your house without your No? Do you ever sleep with your feet hanging off the edge of your bed? No. 'Cause that would be cold for the most part. Have you ever considered that you might be crazy and just don't know it? No. Does the thought of an afterlife bother you or make you feel uneasy? No. Does the thought that there might not be anything after life bother you? Neither. Because I'm pretty sure there isn't. Would you be willing to give up sex or masturbation for a year if it meant gaining a deeper sense of peace in the end? A deeper sense of peace. What? What? Fuck a sense of peace. Like, fuck that. Literally. Would you consider yourself to be easily manipulated? No. Would you consider yourself to be manipulative? I'm not really manipulative. Have you ever felt like you were being followed even? No. As I said, I am not a freaking, no, I forgot the word. Humans are the most dangerous thing on the planet. I mean, I guess? Yes? I mean, it's the most dangerous thing to the planet and anything living on the planet itself. So, yes. Would you consider yourself to be a dangerous person? I'm not dangerous. You finish... Okay, yeah. Thanks. I'll take the torn page, thanks. Hello. Pluck. Has the sound of madness set in yet? No. I'll take that. Hello! This time he appeared directly behind me. Old wooden chest rests before you. What do the words say? Blessing and curse. Blessing. A golden crucifix. Well, I guess, whatever. Ask and you shall receive. Hello. A large golden symbol sits atop the stone monument of the room. It radiates a pure positive energy that draws you in and brings you comfort. There are no gods. Walk away. What do we have here? Old oak barrel sits against the wall. As you listen closely, a knocking seems to be coming from within the barrel. Who's there? Huh! Cool. Let's take that one. Balls of the Harvester. Hello! An extremely keen blade rests on a tray atop the table. Alongside the blade rests a slab of meat with a bite taken out of it. Upon further inspection, it appears to be a... Ice cold, bloody water fills the top in the corner. The blood surrounding the top feels warm, wet, and fresh. What would you like to do? Goodbye. Read the grave marker. Wrath. Why does that not surprise me at all? I was about to say this is probably Wrath. Would you consider yourself to be a highly accomplished individual? I mean... the entire concept of being a highly accomplished individual is weird. Like... I mean, I guess... Let's say that you sometimes lack motivation, yes. Would you say that you sometimes lack discipline? No. Have you ever faked your confidence level and pretended to be more confident than you really are? No. Have you ever had the regret of keeping someone in your life for too long? No. Would you say that you have a tendency to hide your true emotions from people? No. Are you afraid of what others might think of you if they knew all your deepest, darkest secrets? I don't have dark secrets. No. Have you ever lived in a constant state of dread, just wondering when the next horrible event was going to take place in your life? No. No. Have you ever used a substance or activity to mask your pain or avoid your reality? Like, do actual painkillers for, like, relieving pain count? Like, over the top, well, over the counter kind of stuff? Does that count? Or do you mean, like, drugs and not physical pain? And avoid reality? No. If you knew exactly what you had to do in order to become the best version of yourself, I'm already the best version of myself, thank you. But it would take constant hard work, determination, discipline, and sacrifice. If I have to do all of those things, I'm already not the best version of myself by default. While doing all of that. This entire question is bullshit, no. Are you comfortable with the idea of living a life of mediocrity? I mean, I don't need to be the best at something. I'm fine being mediocre. I mean, I am not mediocre. For the most part, like, I don't know, I'm, like, above average by far when it comes to, the stuff I studied. Chemistry. By far above average, otherwise I wouldn't have, like, got my degree, summa cum laude, so, yeah. I mean, I'm fine with mediocre. I don't care. I'm just not. I don't need to be the best. I just happen to be the best at some things. It doesn't matter. Do you believe that for one reason or another, for better or worse, most people don't deserve you or what you bring to their life? No, not really. If you and your significant other were actively witnessing a heinous and tragic act of violence taking place right in front of you, would you risk your life? No, I would not. Definitely not. Like, I wouldn't even risk my own life. I definitely would not risk the life of a significant other. Like, holy shit. No. If you were in a survival situation with your best friend and only one of you could make it out alive, would you choose your survival or theirs? Holy shit. My best friend. I could not live with myself letting my best friend die. I could definitely not live with myself doing that. Also, why is this a yes or no question? Would you... Oh, over. Would you choose your survival over theirs? No. If you could give up your current life in order to pursue your greatest goals and dreams with the highest chance of immediate success, would you do it? Like, give up my current life in order to pursue my greatest goals and dreams. Like, what exactly of my current life would I have to give up for that? And don't just say everything, because what is everything? Like, literally everybody I know, everybody I'm related to, and everything I own and everything, and all of my connections everywhere. No. You finish? Okay, right. Torn out page. And on we go. What's that? Oh, the incinerated grave marker. Hello. Pluck. Do you regret any decisions you've made since being here? No. Do you regret ever stepping foot within these halls? I mean, in-game maybe. I'd venture to say that you're walking the path you're meant to walk. That's a stupid notion. Just saying. And that is the crystal petal. What up with the ghost dude? Anyway, I guess we're just gonna go ahead and lay down this. She holds a bloody human heart in her hand. Oh, great. Either way, off we go. The Pit of Fools. Hello. Something calls to you and pulls at your very soul. It almost feels like something in this room is begging you for help. Okay. It's not this butterfly, because that one's getting freaking shredded again. What if I told you that you were doing it wrong, Wanderer? Then I'd tell you that I've literally read that I should do this at the start of the game. What if I told you there was a better way? Of what? Ripping freaking wings off a butterfly? Then tell me, what's your technique? What if I told you that you could make it even more painful for them? That's not something I want to do? Okay, crystallized thing. Hi. Wonder what he's gonna end up at. Hello, Scully. So you brought your family. Okay. Questions. We all have our demons. This isn't like one of those bullshit sayings kind of things. Have you ever felt dead inside? Yes. Have you ever thought about murdering someone? Thought about murdering someone? Yes. Have you ever felt suicidal? Not really. No. If you had an incurable disease, would you intentionally transmit it to someone you dislike? Okay, to someone I dislike, no. You had 3 wishes. Would you ever give one away? No. No? Or mine? Would you consider yourself to be controlling? The game? Yes. Yes. Do you believe that your life is of great importance and value? To who? To me? Yes. To general? Public? I don't know. Maybe? To somebody else, definitely. Yes. Do you believe that your fate is predetermined? No. Do you believe that our thoughts can manifest into reality? No. Would you consider yourself to be optimistic? No. I'm a realist. Would you consider yourself to be pessimistic? No, I'm a realist. Have you ever wondered if you were already dead and just didn't know it? Yeah, no, I check the fucking obituaries in the newspaper every day, wondering if I'm in there, and because then I can fucking go back to sleep instead of going to work. I mean, no. Have you ever felt physically restrained or held down by an unseen force? No? Do you believe that you have a soul? No. Sorry. Wooden table. A thick layer of dust. Imprint of an object that seemed to have been removed. Pit of skulls and bones. Sure, dig through the bones. Huh. Cracked stone platform. An indentation of something once sat there. I don't have anything, do I? Bloody birthday cake. Great. I'm not gonna eat that. And if it's bloody, I guess I'll dig into it. A wisdom token. Guess we're gonna go. I don't have anything that I could. Do I have? Wait. Escape. Useful items. Wisdom token. Still have 3 of those artifacts. Oh, hey, cool. I could totally put that crucifix onto something, could I? Not. Golden loot. Left half of a coin. Treasure map. A ring. I don't think I'll put anything down on anything. I'll just go in here. A Way Out. That's the title of a game. And not of a frickin' song for once. You hear the shuffling of feet in the darkest parts of the room, just out of reach of the firelight. Autosave. Parchment and quill rests on the table before you. There appears to be a note from a previous visitor. Then read it. If you're reading this, then it's already too late for me. Should you have heeded the warning of the note I found earlier, I should have. I can't take it anymore. I shouldn't be here. No one should be here. This place does nothing. Does things to you. It distorts your mind. It drives you to do things. Things a good soul would never do. The things I've done, oh God, please forgive me for the awful things I've done here. I should have listened, and now there's only one thing left to do. There's only one way out of this hell, and it knows it too. The watchful one, the monsters in the walls. It knows just when we're about to break, and it provides an exit for us. It provides our way out just when we can't take anymore. I will take my exit now. I will find solace in knowing that my selfishness, greed, will not be punished. I will atone for all I've done. All of those I've heard, I will take my leave. Signed, Just Another Wanderer. Okay. Can't read that fucking fast. Anyway. Hello. Dull iron plate sits in blood, resting atop a stone table. It's a certain darkness that emanates from the blade. Gives off a very negative energy. You get the sense that this blade was not used for the best of intentions. Well, what's that? Blood splattered on the statue of an angel. Okay. Oh. Old journal. That's right. Do you love yourself? Yeah? Have you ever hated yourself? Not really. No? Do you ever wish that you had never been born? No. Do you ever get chills up your spine when someone walks behind you? No. Have you ever watched someone die? Yes. If you're like weirded out by that, yes. I worked as a paramedic for like 9 months because that's something you can do instead of military service in Austria. And we had like a person who had a very severe heart attack and collapsed on the ground as we arrived, basically. And we tried to do CPR, and we had like a frickin' emergency doctor coming afterwards and everything, but we couldn't do anything, so I watched the person die. Have you ever stolen something personal from someone and then returned it without them knowing? No, I have never stolen anything from someone, period. Do you always lock the doors to your home? At night, yes. Do you sleep with a window open? I mean, I sleep on the first floor. Not on the ground floor. So that makes that a whole lot easier, but in summer, yes. Would you add a decade onto your own life if it meant taking a decade off the lifespan of a random individual whom you'll never meet or come into contact with? Sure. Fuck random people I don't care. I don't know. I don't care about them. Yay, I get to live 10 more years? At no consequence to me whatsoever? Otherwise? Sure. Have you ever felt like someone was watching you through your window? Have I ever felt like that? No. Have you ever wished that someone you hated would die? Yes. Do you ever fear the possibility of permanently losing your memory? I don't fear... No, because, I mean, if I lose it, then I wouldn't know I lost it. Would you consider yourself to be a good person? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a bad person? Sometimes. No. Have you ever felt like maybe you're not even a person at all? No. Thank you. There's a thing there. Hello. Butterfly. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I'll also collect that. Hi. And I'll look at that. An old wooden chest. The words this time? Rags and riches. Riches. Solid gold bars. Holy shit. Her hands are firmly clamped around a human brain. Wow. See ya. Innocence lost. What the? Blood-soaked gifts litter the table before you. Each box looks pristinely wrapped, yet caked with dirt and blood. Awesome! Let's answer some questions. Are you afraid of being forgotten? Not really. Have you ever heard voices in your head? No, I do not have hallucinations. Do you have a habit of starting projects and not finishing them? Looks at the insane amount of started and not finished projects on my channel. Yes. Would you say that you get sick easily? Definitely not. Like, I don't get sick at all, ever. Do you ever feel like things end poorly for you when even when they've been going well right up until the end? No? Do you ever feel like life has been disappointing? Not really, no. Do you consider yourself to be a disappointment? No. Do you ever feel tired, drained, and like you wish you could just sleep forever? Yes. Do you sometimes have difficulty going to sleep or even staying asleep? No. Quite the opposite. Do you ever wish you could be more productive? Yes. Do you ever suffer from intrusive thoughts that you just can't seem to flush? No. Would you say that you've experienced many strained friendships or relationships? No. Have you ever felt like you're drawn towards people in life who just aren't? No. Are you ever, have you, wow, where did I read R there? Have you ever felt like you were living an unhealthy lifestyle? No. Have you ever just wished that things could be different? In a way, yes. Have you, and that's that. Porn page. Boom. Tattered and old, yet neatly folded blankets. Butterfly. Why? Hello. Inside the water basin, what appears to be wow. What is this? Fucking PT? Bucket of flat. Okay, cool, fine. Ugh. Let me go vomit for a moment. Oh, the other half coin. Yeah, I take that. What about you guys? Bleeding eyes, blood-soaked thighs? Innocent cry slowly dies. Morbid sin, look within. Next of kin, begin again. Okay. Ludo? I don't know why, but okay. Blood money. We're playing Hitman now? Iron doesn't have a smell. Gargoyle. Demonic stone figure resides in front of you. It appears to have space for something at the base of the statue. What would I be able to place on the statue? Yeah. Hello. Do you know the center of a butterfly's nervous system is the subesophageal ganglion and is located in the butterfly's thorax, not its head? I don't care. Parchment material is used. This diary seems familiar. Perhaps it's missing page. Be reconstructed if one were to find enough pieces. Oh. Well. Fill in the blank. Begin to read questions and go. Do you ever have dreams that you could swear are real? No. In the past, when you felt positive or happy, have you ever experienced an immediate sense of negativity just sucks all your happiness away instantly? No. If you were camping alone in the woods at night and you heard a woman scream, would you investigate? Depends on the scream. Also, I would not go camping at night in the woods alone. Like, what do I do in the woods alone? Would I investigate? Probably not. If you were alone in your home at night and you suddenly heard the sound of children laughing, yet there was no one around, would you continue to stay in your home for that night? Sure. I'd assume that it was just some sort of weird radio signal coming through a frickin' loudspeaker. You are camping in the woods alone and something kept unzipping your tent, yet you couldn't seem to figure out what it was. So, first of all, I would not be in the woods alone. And no, I would not stay. If you ever saw your neighbor putting a dead body in the trunk of the car, I would not attempt to stop them. I would call the fucking police. If you were driving home at night and saw a naked woman on the side of the road covered in blood, That could very well be like a serial killer. No! You're fast asleep in your bed, only to be awakened by an unseen force grabbing you and shaking you violently. Would you attempt to go back to sleep once it was over? I mean, I probably assume that that was freaking hallucination. Very vivid one then, but yeah, I would go back to sleep. If you were in an empty grocery store and a strange man appeared and suddenly started sprinting at you. Empty grocery store. Strange dude just starts sprinting at me. I'd probably let him run into my fist or something like that. I would not turn and run, no. If you were home alone and sitting in a bathtub when suddenly the lights turned off in the bathroom and the door began to unlock slowly, swinging open, to reveal no one was standing there. So, first of all, I don't have a bathtub, and the idea of a bathtub is just stupid. But then the notion of this question is again stupid, because that doesn't happen. But yeah, light turns off, door swings open, nobody's there. I turn the light back on and would not leave, no. If you had to resort to cannibalism in order to survive, do you think you could? Depends on who I'd be eating. Honestly, there's definitely people I would not. Most probably just generally no, though. If you were stranded on a boat in the middle of the ocean, do you think you could survive long enough to be rescued? No. I'd literally die of thirst. Also, I hate the ocean. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to burn to death? Yes. Will you consider yourself to be a morbid person? I mean, yeah. One final question remains on the page. It's emboldened and outlined in red. Are you satisfied? With what? With the game? I mean, I guess. Sure. That's really what it comes down to, isn't it? Are you satisfied? Satisfaction is the death of desire. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure I can do this now. Final entry. An empty sky leaves our prayers in vain. A psalm swear through darkened window panes. We confess our sins of flesh and blood, for we're buried deep and swept away by flood. Our ashes carried in the midnight wind, a bitter vow we wish we could rescind. A fallacy of hope to raise our spirits high, for we're dropped below and left there to die. An appraisal of worth judged by your peers, a sign of affection as they wipe as they wipe our tears, they bottle our blood and drink our sweat to build a future we don't deserve to get. And if the fires come to claim us, all the few brave souls that refuse to fall will echo through the walls of eternity to a future that the lowly won't rise to see. We chase the demons of the past to build a kingdom that will never last. Upon sweat and tears, blood and bone, we build a new place to call our home. Signed, the Madman. Yeah, sounds like something a madman would write. Well then. Massive gold chalice filled with the brim with gold coins. On further inspection, there appears to be an indentation at the base. Take the chalice. Take the object. Hi. Nice that you end on she loves me. Chalice on there. Quickly melt and turn to blood, overflowing and spilling onto the floor. The blood forms a symbol on the ground before you. The chalice runneth over with blood money. A single coin is left at the chalice, unmelted and undamaged. Unlike the others. Carried by this. Okay. Wisdom token. Nice pentagram also. There was also... Hello. Were you greed? Okay. Then we've got a wooden chest. Handprints with the words. Future and present. Present. Magic mirror. Then wisdom token on you. Bloody coin rests between her fingers. And on we go. Interrogation room. Is that the final room then? You hear a sound like someone flipping through pages in a heavy tone. Yep. One half of a noose. Interesting. Butterfly. Grave marker. Pride. And hello. Oh, I guess you do end on She Loves Me Not then. Sorry. Wooden chest with the words. Knowledge and power. Knowledge. Book of Knowledge. Yeah, essentially the same thing. An old stone plaque sits against the wall. Okay, can't quite remember what it was to read. Okay, cool. What about this? Bloodsoaked journal. It's a long list of questions with blank spaces for answers. Fill in. Do you feel a darkness inside of you? No. Have you ever felt like you were destined for more than where your life has taken you? There is no such thing as destiny, no. Have you ever been so afraid of the future that you just stopped trying to progress? No. No. I need something to drink, just a second. Have you ever considered that you might have a fear of failure? No? Have you ever considered that you might have a fear of success? No, definitely not. Do you value honesty above all else? Yes. Do you have a set of morals that others might consider questionable? Yes. Do you follow your own moral code? Yes. Do you believe that standing for what you believe sometimes means standing alone? Again, I don't believe, but yeah. Are you afraid of where your life may take you in the next several years? No, not really. Are you suffering inside right now? No. Do you ever wish that your words would fall onto ears that weren't so deaf? No. Do you ever feel like no one listens to you? That's literally the same question. No. Do you ever feel like you can understand others quite well, but others cannot understand you? Sometimes. Are you afraid of the unknown? No, I'm not afraid of unknown. Are you afraid of the unknown? No, not really. Are you afraid of running out of time as your life comes to an end before you've managed to accomplish all the things that you wish to accomplish? Yes. Are you afraid of surviving while your loved ones perish? No, not really. Because that's normal. At least to an extent. Do you have a fear of abandonment? No. Do you carry around a lot of heartache from your past? No. Do you harbor resentment for others who have done you wrong? Yes. Would you say that you have some regrets in your life? Yes. If you could do it all over again, would you do anything differently? Yes. Are you proud of who you've become? I mean, I guess. Do you feel like your choices and circumstances in life have made you who you are? No, not really. Do you wish you would have been treated more fairly by others in the past? Yes. Do you strive to treat others better than you might have been treated? Yeah. No? Do I strive to treat others better than I might have been treated? I mean, not the ones like that different people doesn't, that like no correlation. It's not like the others are just a one big faceless mass. Like, what the fuck? Do you ever wish you could help more people? I mean... yeah? Sometimes wish you could more easily help yourself. I don't need help. Do you look forward to where life may take you? I guess. Do you ever feel like you aren't living up to your full potential? No. If you knew that following your dreams would end in certain success. Ha ha ha. If you could travel into the past or the future, but never return to the present. No. Have you made peace with your past? No. Have you made peace with your current circumstances? Yes. Are you afraid of what conflict may arise in the future? No. If you could work twice as much as you do now. Oh my god. Work twice as much as I do now. That means 16 hours a day, you fucking idiot. But reap twice the amount of benefits from doing so. I would just get paid the same. Literally. Like, I mean, in the end, I'd get double as much, but it's still just... that's literally just working overtime. Fuck no. Like, fuck to the hell to the no. No. Do you ever wish that you could be forgiven for the wrong you've done? I've never done wrong. Like, not any wrong that I need to be forgiven for. No. Do you sometimes blame yourself even when things may not be your fault? Yeah? Do you feel that others place the blame on you more often than they should? No. Would you enjoy an entire month of solitude with no communication with the outside world? An entire month of not communicating with anybody. Would I enjoy that? I mean... basically, lockdown without internet for an entire month, right? Because any sort of interaction with anybody outside would be communication. I mean... no, not really. Do you wish your life turned out differently thus far? To an extent. Like, for some parts, yes. Are you proud of what you've managed to accomplish? Yes. Do you feel like you could have accomplished more than what you've already thus far? Yes. Have you ever felt like you're wasting your potential in life? No. Do you ever get the sense that you have hidden talent or undiscovered potential? No. Not hidden at all. I know what my talents are. Have you ever felt like there was something special and unique about you that you just can't place your finger on? I mean, apart from the fact that I'm awesome, no? Do you have a difficult time trusting others? Yes. Do you ever get the sense that your mind works differently from others? Definitely. Have you ever wanted to make other people happier than the world has made you? I mean, I guess that thought never crossed my mind in that way, so... No? If I told you that everything is going to be okay, would you believe me? Fuck you. The final page entry of the journal, there rests a small token between the pages. In the back of the journal there seems to be one final question hidden away. If there was a set of switches on the wall, each of them with a color and a number designated to them, which, with no other indicator as to what the switches did, which switch would you flip? Red 1, green 2, blue 3, or black 4? There's no indicator of what these switches do. I would not flip a single switch unless I know what it does. Got that. Okay, so nothing here. And then we just go through here. Upon a rotting house. Holy shit, are we done yet? The smell of mold fills the chamber you now reside in, unlike any that you've experienced before. It's an unmistakably overabundant dampness and an exuberant amount of humidity that hangs heavy in this room. To add to the already overwhelming amount of discomfort that this chamber brings, the sound of water constantly dripping from the ceiling and walls is enough to drive someone mad if given enough time. Well, I guess that is why the madman is a madman. Cobweb crates of rotten, moldy ingredients resting in the kitchen floor. Great. Old iron stove. Sink. Okay. Hello. Broken glass and chunks of flesh and heaps of blood. Ugh. Ew. Anyway. Nothing here. Hello. A unworldly king sits alone at the decrepit wooden table, lost deep in thought. Pays no attention to you as you approach. He mumbles quietly to himself, just loud enough for you to make out a few words. King's eyes search for something on your person, inspecting you up and down. Don't have enough petals to be worth my time. Unworthy of my breath, only petals. If you wish audience with the king, bring me more petals. Wait, is there another petal in here? Huh, I guess not then. Did I miss one? Well then, I guess that's that. Halls of Reflection. Holy shit, are we done yet? Hello. Statue of an unholy figure. Stands tall before you. It radiates dark energy and emits great heat from within its molten belly. Walk away for now. Hello. Fireplace. The cobwebs around it cling tight and refuse to burn. Piece of parchment hangs on the wall. Contains a list of names you've never heard of. Strangely, all the names appear to be written upside down. Old painting of a man with distorted face rests on the stone wall. The Watcher. Huh. Hello. Stone chair sits positioned tightly against the wall. Sits a peculiar figure. Looks like a teddy bear. Inspect the figure's hand. Small coin. Another wisdom token. Okay. What's over here? Fruit. Okay. And here? Okay. Hi. The Watcher. This is it, Wanderer. Why are you behind this mirror? It's been waiting for. Every decision you've made has led you to this moment. Now, gaze upon the mirror and tell me what you see. Pressed against the wall sits a mystical mirror swirling with radiant magics. You can see many different images contorting themselves within the twisted nether. Would you like to look deeper into the mirror and see your reflection? Oh. Mirror, mirror, show to thee what secrets have been hidden from me. Show me weakness, show me strength, describe in detail, telling length. Show me what's been afraid. I've been afraid to show me what I'm afraid to be. Show me everything reflect true. Show me why I've come to you. You gaze deeply into the mirror at your own reflection. What it reflects back at you are the answers you seek. Deep within the mirror, a reflection is formed. As revealed to you, the reflection of the goblet. The story of the goblet is an interesting one for many reasons. Said that long ago there lived an old woman in the woods. She lived on her own, tucked away in secret from the world. Her home was a cabin that she had built herself. The food she ate was harvested, foraged, and hunted herself. And the water she drank was from the well she had dug herself. The old woman was completely and successfully self-reliant, separated from the outside world. Now, as impressive as this feat was, this wasn't what the old woman was best known for. No, there was something much greater than that. She was known to possess a golden goblet of great power that was said to hold her life force and energy within it, a vessel of her very being, so to speak. A Horcrux. One day, A man came crawling to her doorstep with bloodied hands and ravaged legs. He scratched at her small wooden door, begging for aid. The woman heard his plea for help and rose from her chair next to the fire, walked across the creaky wooden floor, and answered the door gingerly. When she saw the state of her unexpected visitor, she grabbed hold of the man, pulled him inside of her cabin, sat him next to the fire, gathered water from her well, and prepared food from her storage in an attempt to nurse him back to health. After he had eaten and drank until his belly was full and he was able to talk without struggling to breathe, he told her that he had been attacked by a pack of wolves in the forest and that he feared his legs were too damaged to continue on his journey. He also mentioned that he had to get through the woods by tomorrow evening or else he would miss the delivery for the king and would surely be tossed into prison or worse. So the old woman went to her cupboard and reached for her prized possession, a golden goblet wrapped in silken cloth that helped keep it hidden away. She grabbed another cup for the man and placed it within the palms of his hands. As she tilted the goblet, a mystical liquid surged forth, filling the man's cup. The woman told the man to drink, and he obeyed. Within moments, the man's wounds had fully healed, as if no harm had befallen him. In disbelief, the man leapt into the air, joyously celebrating the occasion and thanking the woman with all of his heart. The woman told the man that he must leave now if he were to make his delivery date on time, but not to say a word to anyone about what had transpired in the woods. Man agreed and went his way. Not a week later, when the woman was watering her garden, a young maiden came galloping up the woman's house on horseback. She leapt from the horse and carried a child tenderly in her arms. The old woman looked puzzled until the maiden spoke. "Are you the woman of the woods, the one with the magical goblet?" Came a shrill voice from the unknown visitor. The old woman's heart sunk deep within her chest at the sound of the maiden's question. "My daughter is gravely ill and will surely die without your aid," the maiden pleaded with tears in her eyes. The old woman was so angry that the man had broken his promise and shared the secret she kept so well hidden, but there was no time for anger and resentment in such a dire time like this. Child looked sickly and her breath was shallow. Death was nearing and they had to act quickly if they were going to save her. So the woman beckoned the maiden into her home as she retrieved her goblet once more. She grabbed a wooden cup from her cupboard and poured the mystical liquid from the goblet until the cup was full and put it to the child's lips. As the child drank, within moments she sprung to life, healthier than she had ever been. The maiden thanked the woman profusely, and all the old woman said in return was, "Do not tell anyone what transpired on this day. Do not tell anyone of my goblet." Maiden agreed and promised that she wouldn't. A month went by without a word from the man or the maiden, and no visitors had come to the old woman's cabin, until one day in the middle of the winter, caravans approached. Out from the caravan, sickly people flooded the grounds surrounding the old woman's cabin, coughing and wheezing and begging for aid. The plague had struck, hundreds had fallen ill, and many more were dying. The old woman was so incredibly furious that the promises had been broken once again, but there was no time for anger or resentment as people needed saving. So the woman retrieved the goblet, blah blah blah. Can we get to the point of the fucking story, please? And then each and every one of them disappeared into the cold winter's night with thank you and another promise of secrecy. A single night later, the old woman sat alone in her cabin and began to feel feverish herself. For the plague had hit her, and she's surely caught the devil's cough from those she was saving. She quickly went to a cupboard and retrieved her goblet once again, just as she had done for those she had helped so many times before. She grabbed herself a cup and tilted the goblet above it, but this time nothing poured from the vessel. Her cup had been drained of all of its power, of all of its use, and there was nothing left for the woman when she needed it herself. Woman did not make it, but a few hours before she fell to the ground, spewing blood from her lips with the cold dead fingers wrapped around her empty cup, and no one ever visited the woman in the woods ever again. The reflection of the goblet represents someone who pours and pours and pours from their own cup in order to fill in others around them, but is quickly drained as no one seems to fill their cup in return. You must remember that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Duh! It's a wonderful thing to help others when they need it, and it might be very difficult for you to say no when someone asks for your help, but you must learn that it's okay to be selfish sometimes. You know what I find incredibly amusing? That in this, I get this, and in, what was it, the test 2? I get the thing where the game's like, you should help strangers more. As a matter of fact, you must be selfish at times, blah blah blah. Okay, so that's the point here. Yeah, we get it. We get it. We get it. Yeah, we get it. Your secret word is goblet. Remember this word for it will benefit you greatly if you decide to use it. Okay, so that's then a fourth word for the other game, I guess. That's still coming. Sometimes the mirror reflects something within your soul, and sometimes the mirror reflects the reverse of what resides inside of you. Sure. Sometimes it does the reverse, sure. Both factors are of equal value. It is up to you to interpret whether your reflection shows the reality or the reverse of it. The mirror never lies. I will free you from the confines of this place once and for all. You are free to do as you please from this point onwards. Okay, cool. See ya. For fuck's sake! I missed 2 butterflies, I missed a deadly sin, and I missed 1 crystalline petal. Well, got all the artifacts, missed 2 relics. Your result has been based on many different variables and may vary with each playthrough. Depending on multitude of factors, there are 5 separate endings to discover and many hidden secrets. Yeah. Not going to go through that myself, but game's pretty freaking cheap, so go ahead and get it yourself. It's on Steam. Take the secret word that was assigned to you at the end of your session and leave it in a comment for us. We'll be selecting some of you based on... yeah. Chasing demons. Good, that's the 4th word for chasing demons then. Well, so much for that. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and go and end this video here. As I said, once Chasing Demons is out, we're going to play that. in a video. But yeah, until then, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and until next time, my name is WW Dabman.